Peace, family. Peace, 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 peace. All right. So, if you are new to my channel, my name is Dina Bryant. I do these amazing, inspirational videos just talking about my life, talking about the things that I've been through, things that I've gone through, things that I grew through. Okay. If your life is going a certain way, if your day is going a certain way, understand, overstand that your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. And so today's video, we are going to talk about the time that I got chased, okay, by the popo, okay? All right, so this video came about, I was in a bed this morning and I was stretching and I looked at my body and I was like, oh girl, right? I looked at my body and I was like, oh my goodness, let me do a video. So, and I was naked in the bed, okay? And so this video came about when I believe I was like 12 or 13 years old. And I told a lot of you guys, like I did videos talking to you guys, telling you guys about my childhood and me growing up with my dad, my father having full custody of me. And so I remember this one particular time. So this is the thing. I told you guys that I was, in the system because of selling drugs and stuff at the age of 12. And so they put me in the system for as me going to the youth health centers and things of that nature, going back and forth, being on probation and having to answer to a probation officer. Okay. And so it was an agreement that when I was to get released from the youth house that I was supposed to attend school. Okay. And I agreed to that agreement. And so one particular day, right? Well, it was days. I didn't go to school. I was out of school for a while, okay? Because at that time, I wasn't really focused on school. I didn't really care for school. I was just in my own lane and I was in the streets. So I really didn't feel a need to go to school, right? I was making my money the fast way, the illegal way, okay? And so I just felt like, it was like, what was the use, okay? And so my father had this one particular day. So my father had this thing where so he'd say, he would want you to go to the store, right? And my dad wasn't just like your typical dad. So if you didn't go to the store for him and he knew like he had dirt on you, okay, honey, you was fin to go, okay? Whether you was going to the youth house back or whether you was going, your probation officer was going, come to the house. It was so he would do these things and he know, like, if you didn't want to go, it was going to be a price that was going to be paid, okay? And so this one particular day, I remember so vaguely, so clear. My father had asked me, he was like, go to the store. And at this time, my father was much older than my mother. And he had a bad knee. And so if he asked you to go to the store, he would look at it like, you my child, I asked you to go to the store, like go to the store. And so this one day, he was like, go to the store. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go. But I never got up. I never went. Okay. And so he was like, all right, go to the store again. And I was like, all right, I'm going. But I never got up again. And so he was like, all right, well, I'm calling the people. And honey, I already knew what the people was. The people was the popo. Okay. And so he called the police and they wound up coming to the house. But while he was saying he was calling the police, like I must be drifted off and like went back to sleep. Because the only thing I remember hearing was my father was in the living room having a conversation with someone. And I lived in a project. So, I heard the conversation and the voices, it was very distinct, okay? Meaning that it was the popo. Because police officers, for some reason, they had like a certain, like a authority type voice, right? I guess I want to say. And so my father, he had so only thing I remember hearing was he's in the bathroom. And then, honey, I jumped up out of that bed so quick, okay, and I was naked, so naked, okay. I didn't have an ounce. I didn't even have socks on, okay. So I don't know about the next person, but I'm comfortable when I sleep like that. All right, like I feel so comfortable, my body touching the sheets and things like that. But whatever. So the cops, they had wound up walking, going to the back room where I was sleeping in, right? And I was thinking like what to do. The fire escape was right there, and mind you, I grew up in the projects. I was living in the projects at that time, and the fire escape was there, and it was like, for me at that moment, it was like life or death, okay? And so I didn't even think, I just went on a fire escape, and as my leg, okay, because I had one leg on a fire escape, the other leg like still in the house, and as the police officers was like turning the corner, like entering into my bedroom, my leg was like about the second leg was about to get onto the fire escape, and then they seen me, okay, so I was caught. So they was like, get off the fire escape. And I just was standing on the fire escape. I didn't care who was outside. I didn't care who seen me. I did not care. At that point in time, my whole thing was, let me get away. Because if I don't, they're going to either do two things. One, bring me to school. Or two, bring me back to the youth house. Okay. And so, what happened was, they had, the police officers, I came off the fire escape, well, actually, they put me off the fire escape, and one of the cops was like, ooh, ew, like, look at her body and stuff. And I was like 12 years old, and I don't know what body he was looking at, but honey, he was not looking at mine, because my body was fine as wine, okay? Still is, okay? And so, he said that, and I just remember him saying it, and I do another video about how I was able to get over my perception of my body and change my perception of my body, of the way I look at my body and stuff like that. And so that day, I remember, a part of me remember that I went back to the school, right? The school that I was supposed to go to. And I went back to the school, and then, honey, I left. I left that school. I was not standing there. And so that's what happened, okay? So I got caught, wound up going to the school, and that was it. And I'm looking back, and I'm thinking, I'm like, my dad did all of that. And, like, I didn't go to the store, but he did all of that and called the cops or whatever. It was like that. But what did I learn in that scenario? And I like to give the lessons that I learned in those scenarios. So one of the things that I learned was, honey, if I knew better, I would have done better. Okay? All right? And so with that being said, leave your comments and stuff in the link below or whatever. I love you guys. I love you. I love you. Make sure you're rocking out, believing in yourself. Make sure you're fucking with you. And I catch you guys next video.